PK in the universe, and today I'm here to talk about my Evercade collecting goals. If you guys watched the previous video, you probably saw my review of the Evercade VS, and I probably talked about that I have gotten about 7 games so far, and I plan to collect a lot more. And I want to tell you guys about what...
I know I'm sexy. I've got the roots.
Shawn Michaels?
How's it going, everybody? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Had a little bit of spare time, a little bit of extra time today, be able to pump out another video. Take a sip of my wine before we get started. Got a couple of things on display here. We've got Intellivision Lives, and how fitting, Stephen King's The Tommyknockers. So, funny story about Intellivision Lives. Well, not a story, but I finally had a chance to pop this on earlier on in the week on the original Xbox. And again, I grew up in a household where we didn't have a video game console until around 1988, 1989. My parents bought us an NES, and I can never forget, we had obviously the packing game Mario and Duck Hunt, and they bought standalone Metroid, which was pretty well brand new at the time. Maybe it had been out for a year and a half. And we had pro wrestling as well. So those were the 3 games that we would play day in and day out. But the Intellivision was before my time. I never really knew much about the console until even recently. The other night, I actually had a chance to watch a documentary. I say a documentary, it was kind of like a 15-minute YouTube video. And it was some guy that posts videos kind of like Norm the Lazy Historian, but this guy did a much better job. And he talked about the Intellivision, the original console. And after watching the video, the console is pretty unique, to be honest with you. It almost seems like the console back in the day when it came out was more powerful than the Atari 2600 and more capable. But there was just so many more people out there that bought the Atari 2600. And then, the Intellivision kind of fizzled out shortly thereafter, a couple years after. So apparently the Intellivision sold upwards of 3 million units, but I don't recall ever seeing an original Intellivision out in the wild. There's an Intellivision 2 that they came out with, I believe, towards the end of its lifespan. It was like a cheaper model, but in my opinion, the Intellivision 2 looks more attractive than the original Intellivision. So I don't want to start talking about Intellivision on this channel, but Intellivision Lives, I've been having some fun with it. It's been kind of cool to go back and check out some of these games that are they're very, very basic, mind you, but sometimes it is a little bit refreshing to go back and play these old games, right? So yeah, it's a great compilation pack, and I paid, I think, what was it, $4 or $5 for it. So yeah, you can't go wrong with it. If you guys want, I can show you a video of how the menu looks, the games you can choose from, show a little bit of gameplay. But yeah, not too bad at all. So I guess we're in a quiet time right now. Shh, shh, shh. Quiet mode. Quiet period. So obviously Phil Adam mentioned right now they're reaching out to private investors, working on a deal in which they'll have appropriate cash funds available at their disposal to continue on with this project, the Intellivision Amico. It's funny to say, I can only speculate, obviously, but it makes you wonder if all these sort of crowdfunding ventures, it makes you wonder if this was all just a ruse, if this was all just their money to begin with, and they were doing these crowdfunding campaigns to drum up public interest. Because, coming from the world of business, why couldn't they have just gone out and got a private loan to begin with? Why did they have to try to do all this? They could have just got a private loan. And so that's what it looks like they're doing now. So now you know why Tommy Tallarico has privatized his Twitter, because management told him so. Loose lips sink ships. And hey, I'm sorry, Tallarico has a big mouth. And, if he doesn't privatize his Twitter, he could end up engaging with one of the smaller YouTubers out there and start talking about things he shouldn't be talking about that may disrupt, some of these ongoing negotiations that are going on. So if you guys want to know the truth, that's why Tallarico has privatized his Twitter. He didn't privatize it on his own terms. Obviously, Phil Adam told him to do it, and he did it because the last thing the company needs is for Tallarico again to be spending, expending his time, his personal time, engaging with these YouTubers and talking about things that don't need to be talked about. So now the funny thing is, Retro Bro, it's come to light this guy has now privatized his YouTube channel. Why do you think that is? This guy thinks he's an employee. That or he is, and we just don't know. I guarantee you this guy fucking privatized his YouTube channel as part of Quiet Time. I guarantee you this guy's trying to be a company man right now. No Amico After Dark, no Amico discussion. This guy shut down his fucking YouTube channel to participate in Quiet Time. Unbelievable. It never ends with this guy. It never ends with this guy. And I saw on Sega Master System, Marceau, he posted a video talking about how Retro Bro privatized his YouTube channel. And I think I saw in the comments, maybe I'm off. I thought I saw Smash JT. He's like, "Oh, really? Oh, I better reach out to Retro Bro." I thought you guys were on bad terms. What the fuck are you talking about? You're gonna reach out to Retro Bro, really? Maybe they are still best of buds. Who knows? Quiet time. We're in quiet time right now, guys, as we try to find somebody out there that will take this shit pile off our hands and do something with it. We're looking for a private equity firm that can piece out our assets and stop the bleeding. Unfucking believable. It never ends. It never fucking ends with this Intellivision Amico. Good Lord. Other than that, there's not much going on. I saw Alpha Nerd Entertainment posted a playthrough last night. He did a no-death run of the original Contra game on the NES. I'm pretty sure that game's pretty expensive to buy these days. That's one of the harder games on the NES, isn't it? I think he ran through it in about 16 minutes, so kudos to him. I have, for those of you who don't know, or maybe you're new to the channel, I do have an NES Classic loaded with ROMs, and I've got an SNES Classic loaded with ROMs as well. If you guys are interested, I can certainly hook it up and at least show you guys what I have loaded on my mini consoles to give you an idea of what I have on there. The other thing I wanted to talk about too, I was talking to somebody else today. Well, there's two things I want to mention actually. There's somebody in the community who knows somebody that's trying to sell their entire Nintendo Wii U collection. We're talking about like every single game that's ever come out for the console, including special bundle packages as well, Star Fox bundle package, I think the guy wants $3,500. I'm not sure. If you guys want to know more information, you can always DM me on Twitter. Yeah, and the other thing, I was talking to somebody, the same person, about, because we were kind of talking about the Evercade, how it looks like it's a piece of shit. And the TurboGrafx 16, the mini console, isn't that a damn shame that didn't get a retail release? Because that looks interesting. Growing up, I never had a TurboGrafx 16. I remember one time, walking through the shopping mall, we went past a Radio Shack and it was advertised. I remember it vividly. So yeah, a TurboGrafx a mini, is that what it's called, or is it a classic? That would be something that would be interesting to play. We see a lot of these guys out there in the community that do playthroughs and no death runs on the NES and on the Genesis and on the Sega Genesis. It would be cool to see those same guys do some no death runs on the TurboGrafx. That would be really interesting. One of my favorite platformers is Bonk's Adventure. Love that game. Fantastic on the NES. And obviously it'd be even better on the TurboGrafx 16. The TurboGrafx 16 is a weird console because it's kind of reminds me of the Sega Master System in a way. The Master System's 8-bit, but the graphics on the Master System look so much better than the NES. It's almost like it's 12-bit. I guess 12-bit, and maybe I got that wrong. And the TurboGrafx 16 is the same thing. It's supposed to be 16-bit, but I think there's certain aspects of it that are 8-bit. It's kind of like not 8-bit, not 16-bit. Again, it's kind of like almost 12-bit. Well, yeah, it's cool. I wouldn't mind checking it out. God knows it's too expensive to collect or buy a real TurboGrafx 16 for that matter. Good God. So that's it. Right at the 12-minute mark. Not much else going on. I was checking out movies that are coming out. I don't know if any of you guys saw The Batman. I haven't seen it. I don't think I am going to see it. I don't know. Not much else going on. What are you guys up to this weekend? Are you up to anything? We're getting a little bit of snow here. That's about it. Maybe I'll play a little bit more of Intellivision Lives. I've kind of pumped the brakes on Dark Souls. I'm really enjoying it, but I feel like I'm investing a lot of time into Dark Souls, and I'm not getting very far into it compared to the amount of time I'm putting into it. So that game's a marathon, not a run. That's something that I'm going to probably be chipping away at for years to come. So I guess that's it. Not much else to talk about. Just wanted to talk about those few things, those little news nuggets, if you will. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.